This is my third video with my getting in shape for cosplay, 6 months to a six-pack. But before we get into that, just want to share with you two things. The first is that folks over at Into the AM clothing company sent me some of their clothes to try out, and this is one of them. This is one of the softest t-shirts that I have, and I just love the different designs that are available. Viewers can use the link below to get a 10% discount. And right now they have a bundle deal, 3 graphical shirts for $60, and then you can get 10% more off of that. So go ahead and check out their website, and again, use the link below, and you can get a discount off of their not only graphical tees, but their basic tees, and I got this awesome pair of joggers. Also in my workout shots later in the video, I am wearing Into the AM clothes as well. So thanks to them for sending me these clothes as I am working out. They are awesome and even comfortable to game with. Also want to share with you what the GGGG is for this month. Each month, Bob the Beholder picks some of my Patreon supporters to receive gratitude gifts. And for this month, January of 2022, we have the printed and painted K-Walled modular sci-fi set, as well as 3 pledges. We have the Archon Studios Rampart 3 Kickstarter that is going on, and I have these 3 boxes of different items. We have 3 $30 credits for LV427 STL files that I've used for Nemesis, but can be used for a bunch of different other games. And then finally, the $100 that is going towards this month's crowdfunder is currently being voted on and will be decided. Bob is going to be making his picks this coming Sunday, January 30th. So make sure you use the link below to go to my Patreon page in order to get in on that. So in my previous videos, I said I gave myself 6 months in order to get a six-pack for the next cosplay season that's going to be kicking off at the end of April. So I'm happy to say 4 months into the endeavor, I pretty much feel like I've gotten to the place that I want to be. So I'm really surprised that after only 4 months of working out and of dieting, I've been able to hit most of the goals. And so I didn't really need that full 6 months. But I'm going to share in a little bit why it's good to actually give myself 6 months rather than 4. But I want to start off just by saying that intermittent fasting has helped me continue to lose weight, and I lost an additional 4 pounds. I am now pretty consistently staying at 161, and that is a total weight loss of about 16 pounds. I could probably stand to lose a little bit more, but I think I'm going to wait until the last couple of weeks right before the convention when my daughter and I go, because right now I want to continue focusing in on building more muscle. And I'm going to be spending most of this video just sharing my weightlifting program, and I do want to make a disclaimer that I am not a professional trainer, but this is only personally how I lift weights and have done so ever since I was a wrestler in high school. So your mileage might vary. As well, don't take any dieting advice from me just because intermittent fasting has worked for me. Make sure that you check things out with your doctor before starting any weight loss program. So although I'm pretty happy with the results so far, I will say that one of the things that has happened in a couple of weeks ago is that I've sustained some injuries lifting weights, and I think a large part of that has happened because I was probably overstraining my muscles and trying to build them. So in order to build muscle, you do have to do progressive overload of your muscles, and typically my traditional weightlifting routine was a pyramid of 3 sets where I'm doing reps of 12, 10, and then 8, progressively increasing the amount of weight that I'm adding to my weightlifting. And I think because I was overdoing a little bit, because I got down to doing 4 or 5 reps at the very end, and that was a lot of weight, I think I managed to strain some of my muscles. Now, some of them are from injuries in the past. So for example, this shoulder right here has had a chronic injury ever since, I think in my 30s, I tried to max out a bench press and I strained a muscle, so that's always been there. More significantly, I managed to strain my elbow right here, and so any lifting that requires this kind of motion, or even my dumbbells for my shoulders, I can't do that anymore right now just because this is strained. And I think this is endemic for people who are older, like my age, above 50. we have to be more careful with injuries because these are injuries that I never had to deal with when I was weightlifting when I was younger in my 30s, in my 20s and 30s. So as an older bodybuilder or weightlifter, I think we have to be more conscious about injuries happening. And fortunately for me, because I have 6 months, I can actually incorporate time for recuperation and repair. Also, something I would really suggest for older weightlifters is that at the end of every month to take a slower week or a less intense week off. And that way that just enables your muscle groups just to get the rest that they need in order to recuperate. So because of some of these injuries, I haven't been pushing so much. For example, I haven't been doing a lot of bench presses, and also I'm not doing shoulder flies right now. But overall, I'm doing what it takes to maintain muscle mass and will wait a couple of weeks until I feel better before going back to the heavier weights. Also, another adjustment that I made is with my intermittent fasting. I did a little bit of an experiment because after my last update, my 2-month update, I wasn't as concerned about losing weight because I feel like that established a pattern where I'm eating more healthy and am able to drop weight when I need to. So I was more concerned in these past 2 months just in building more muscle mass, and so I wasn't as worried about losing weight. But I did manage to lose 4 more pounds, and in the midst of that, I changed up my intermittent fasting so that I wasn't doing more of the 17-7 or the 18-6, which I was doing for the first 2 months. Rather, I was doing a more traditional 16-8, where I was fasting for 16 hours, eating within an 8-hour window. And the reason was because I wanted to get protein in, and I do take a protein supplement. I wanted to get that first dose of protein in at least 4 hours after working out. So that meant that my first meal or taking a protein shake was right at 9 a.m. So I would stop eating 5 p.m. the night before, and 9 a.m. gives me that 16-hour fasting window. Also, I did a little bit of an experiment and just went ahead and ate all the carbs that I normally eat. So I went back to eating cereal, went back to eating rice and pasta, and I'm happy to say that it really didn't hinder me from being able to lose additional weight. Now, maybe I would have lost more weight than 4 pounds if I would have stayed off of the carbohydrates, but overall, I feel like I was able to eat the foods that I wanted to eat and wasn't as restrictive with my diet, but was still able to get to where I wanted to be. So your mileage may vary in terms of carbohydrates, whether or not you want to do the keto diet, but I can at least attest with my own personal experience that eating carbs did not hinder me from achieving the goals that I wanted. I still feel like intermittent fasting is super helpful in cutting out some of the snacking that I was doing later on at nighttime. And definitely, I'm still doing at least 25,000 steps a day, sometimes even 30,000 steps. And that definitely helps me be able to cut weight and still eat quite a bit of what I want. I think it would be different if I wasn't doing all of those steps every day, because that's about additional 1,000 calories that I'm burning just from walking. So let me go ahead and share with you what my weightlifting routine is. So let me go ahead and show you my workout log. And I started here on October 1st, and basically I'm doing a rotation of working out 6 times a week, and alternating my lower, basically my legs, my upper, so compound workouts using my upper body, and then isolating the arms. So I'm rotating through doing each of these sections twice each week, and that's why you have 6. Now you can go ahead and combine your upper and arms into one workout if you want to be more efficient and work out only 4 times a week at the gym, but I find that by isolating my arms, I'm able to get a better workout on my arms. So this pattern has worked out well for me. And then you'll notice that I was only weighing myself once a week, but that ended up being super inaccurate. And so instead, I started to weigh myself each day and then average it out. And I got a much more accurate number by doing that than by just weighing it 1 time a week. And then a couple of times I missed a day due to various things, and I just adjusted, so it isn't that bad. Here also in the purple are the number of steps that I take each day. So this is just a good way to keep track of everything. So my wife and I joined Planet Fitness. We used to be a part of Anytime Fitness, but we joined here. One, because it's cheaper, and two, I mean, look how tall the ceilings are here. And there is very few people when we go. We typically go at 4:30 in the morning. Right now it is actually 3:30 because I came early just to be able to film without looking like a freak. So as you can see, there's plenty of machines here. I do my abs 3 times a week, and there are a lot of different machines that are available. So I actually just go back and forth between the different machines according to the day. And because I'm focused on my abs for this goal, I just go back and forth between all of these different machines. And just again, a shout out to Into the AM for these clothes that they sent me. They are awesome and comfortable. Obviously here shown working out. So I also alternate between doing my front and my back. This back machine works really well too. And I found that by going back and forth between different machines, it enables me to be more efficient with my time in working out. So with my leg days, my lower days, I start off with a squat, and I really wish that they had free weights with a squat rack, but this is the best that Planet Fitness can do. And so I just start off by doing squats, and this is probably one of the best exercises for all around body workouts, but obviously you're going to be working out your legs. And then I alternate on the second day of lower. In the week, I use this machine instead of the squat rack, again, just to change things up a little bit. I also do my calves on this machine. When I use the squat rack, there is a dedicated calf machine that I use as well. And then this really is a glute blaster. Right after doing squats, this really makes for a really good workout. So I do both sides, 3 sets here too. And then I go to these 2 machines, one to do my hams. And again, I'm doing a pyramid of 12, 10, 8, increasing weight each time. And I alternate again with this machine so that I'm working opposite muscles all of the time and going back and forth. That way my rest time in between isn't just wasted sitting around. Instead, by alternating the different muscle groups, then I am able to just be more efficient with my time. And then I finish off with these 2 machines. I think they're adductor machines. I'm not quite sure what they're called, but I do 3 sets for these as well, alternating back and forth. And then for my upper body compound lifts, I start off with a military press behind the neck. You can do in front of the head, but I like behind the neck just because it's working my back shoulders a little bit more. And so I am doing typically 5 sets of these and going until failure in the last couple of sets. And I alternate this with my pull downs. And there's a couple of different machines. Again, depending on the day, I just rotate through different machines because they all work a little bit different, even though the primary muscles are all being worked out similarly. So here again, using a different machine to do my pull downs. But again, alternating between opposite muscles. And here I'm doing a bench press. And as I mentioned before, because of my injury, I've actually not been doing my chest that much, just to be able to repair my shoulder a little bit. And then here's an alternative, just a little bit more of an incline, and that works the shoulders a little bit more. And then I am alternating with pull-ins. And so I really like this machine a lot. I feel like you can get a really good squeeze on your back muscles with this machine. And then alternatively, you can use this row in order to also work your back muscles as well. And then finally, I like this machine as well with just an underhand grip to be able to do my pull-ins. And then I go back to doing shoulders and doing these military presses with dumbbells. Using dumbbells does require more with your muscles, and I just like varying it up this way. Or I can use the machine for, again, more military presses, and this is using the front of my shoulders rather than the back. And then I finish off with my push downs, and I like this machine a lot, and that again works. And then finally I finish off with doing the fly, both the back fly as well as the front fly, just to work those larger muscles, both the chest and the back. And here I'm doing 3 sets, again 12, 10, 8. And now on to my arms isolation. I start off with curls, and I'm doing 5 sets. Again, 12, 10, 8, and then typically 6, and then 4. And here I'm showing what failure looks like. So I go until I can't really go anymore, and then I cheat, and I bring it up, and I do what's called negatives, where I try to hold it while the weight itself brings it back down. And I typically do 2 of these. And that guarantees that you are going until failure. I alternate these with this, I don't even know what this is called, but doing the back of my arms, and then I rotate and do the shoulder machine here as shown. And again, doing 5 sets of these, going till failure, especially in the last couple. Then I go and grab the dumbbells to do more curls. And because I've exhausted my biceps using the other machine, I use lighter weights here just to be able to do anywhere between 8 to 10. And then again, I do the back of my arms too. And then here I'm just showing the shoulder flies that I also do with dumbbells. Again, I haven't been doing this just because my arm is still in repair. And then I used to do reverse grip bicep curls. And then also doing the push downs here as well. So I'm always working the front and back and shoulders of my arms. So there you have it. I feel really good about my progress so far, and am really surprised that within the span of 4 months, I've gotten primarily to where I need to be. For these last 2 months, I am going to continue to work out, and hopefully my injuries will be done with, and I will take it a little bit easier in terms of achieving failure points with my reps. By the end of April, I think I will be where I need to be, and again, I might lose a couple more pounds right at the end. And I'll do a final report in with my 6-month journey. So make sure to be subscribed. Please hit that like button. Also, if you have any advice for me, especially in terms of my weightlifting, any feedback would be much appreciated. Go ahead and put that in the comments below. Otherwise, happy fitnessing, happy gaming. We'll see you next time.